Ο Ρόμπερτ Τζάρβικ, κυρίες και κύριοι, γνωστός ως ο πατέρας της ολικής τεχνητής καρδιάς, βρέθηκε στη Θεσσαλονίκη και παραχώρησε στην ελληνική τηλεόραση 3 αποκλειστική συνέντευξη. Ο Αμερικανός εφευρέτης επισήμανε πως οι συσκευές υποβοήθησης βοηθούν τους ανθρώπους που πάσχουν από καρδιολογικά νοσήματα να παρατείνουν το χρόνο της ζωής τους, ενώ τους δίνουν και καλύτερη ποιότητα ζωής. Παρουσίασε μάλιστα την τελευταία του εφεύρεση, την Τζάρβικ 2000, που για πρώτη φορά στον κόσμο τοποθέτησε σε 56χρονο ασθενή ο καρδιοχειρουργός από τη Θεσσαλονίκη Αντώνης Πίτσης. Ο Dr. Τζάρβικ παρουσιάζει και τον επόμενο στόχο του, που είναι η κατασκευή πολύ μικρών τεχνητών καρδιών για βρέφη και παιδιά.
You are widely known as the inventor of the first permanent total artificial heart. How did this invention help patients with heart disease, and how this invention improved their lives, and why?
Well, total artificial heart has never lived up to its promise because there are so very many people that need a cure for their very devastating, very terrible heart disease. Total artificial heart, starting with the permanent use with the first Jarvik 7 heart, which was a long time ago now, that was 1982, that long ago, it grew very slowly, and then it became used as a temporary heart while people were looking for a transplant. And the heart that was first called the Jarvik 7 is now called the Cardio West, has been used in almost 1,000 patients, but only in the hospital waiting for transplant, or at least in the United States that's the only way, because it has certain complex things about it, large external equipment. It does save lives, but it doesn't give the kind of mobility and quality of life that we need, and that's why it's much more important.
How much do people know about the function of an artificial heart?
I don't think the public understands very well, because it hasn't until now really been good enough that people could live with it in a normal way for a very long time. People are starting to learn. There are two things to know about artificial heart, besides that there are some things that are partial hearts and some things that are more complete hearts. The things to know are that you can do this in a way in which you either remove the patient's natural heart and put in a mechanical heart, or a way in which you leave the natural heart in place and just support it by putting a smaller heart inside it, which is what we're doing now. So there are many advantages of allowing a patient to keep their natural heart and helping it get better.
Which is the best solution for the patients with heart disease, the assist device or the total artificial heart?
There is no correct answer to that. Some people need assist device, some need a total artificial heart. So what you should do is use only as much as the patient needs. But it's very important to understand that you cannot wait until it's too late. If you wait until people are sicker and sicker and about to die, they will all need a total heart, treating both the right and left sides. If you treat them earlier, many of them only need the left side. A few only need the right side. And also, from the point of view of their recovery and how sick people are, how difficult they are to take care of, or how much they suffer during the time that they're recovering, if they're not too sick to begin with, then they recover quickly. People can be out of the hospital in less than 2 weeks, sometimes faster. On the other hand, if you wait until someone is so sick that the heart disease affects all the other organs, they may be in the hospital for 6 months or 8 months and still never go home.
How many years can the total artificial heart be functional inside the patient's body?
The longest Cardio West heart or Jarvik 7 heart has been used is only a couple of years, and I think the longest it'll last reliably is in the range of 5 years. The Jarvik 2000 heart, so far the longest is 7.5 years, and the things we learned about the durability make us believe that it'll probably last in the range of 10 to 20 years at least.
Does the assist device reduce the mortality and improve the quality of life for a patient?
The mortality now depends on what groups you look at, but if you look at the survival of patients with a Jarvik 2000 heart in Europe since we've had CE mark, or combining Europe and Japan that's also using it, it's about in the range of 75% or a little more survival at 2 to 3 years. Maybe we can do a little bit better in the future. Maybe we can get to a survival of something like 80% for 3 years, which is as good as or a little better than heart transplant. And that is close to what we've been able to accomplish, and I think that's what's going to be shown over the next few years.
Is there hope for the perfect artificial heart to be developed?
Yeah, I think so. I think that so long as we accept that the batteries need to be outside the body and a little bit of electronics, and that the weight of those things is determined by the chemistry of batteries, and you know, as that gets better and better, the batteries get smaller and smaller. It takes time. So if you define perfect as something where we do have more than better survival results than heart transplant, with fewer complications because we don't have immunosuppressive drugs, then I think that we will develop the, quote, perfect artificial heart within the next decade.
What's your next professional target?
Well, the next target that I'm working on and that our company is working on is very tiny artificial hearts for infants and children, and to use those really tiny hearts for other applications for adults.
Απολύτως καθησυχαστική εμφανίζεται η νομαρχιακή αυτοδιοίκηση Χαλκιδικής σε ό,τι αφορά στο θόρυβο που υπήρχε τις τελευταίες μέρες μετά τις καταρρακτώδεις βροχές για μόλυνση ορισμένων ακτών.